Everyone, this is Dun92, and this is going to be a orbiter stream, first orbiter stream in another series. It's going to be similar to, but not quite the same as my previous no quick save mission to the Brighton Beach. Unlike the last one, I'm going to be running this in realistic mode, meaning that in addition to a refueling stop somewhere in low Earth orbit, I will likely have to do a refueling on board. Actually, on the last series, I did not do refueling in low Earth orbit. This one was going to be refueling in low Earth orbit at either the Mir or the ISS. Probably the Mir, and we'll just have to coordinate the liftoff. And then, after that, we will then attempt to travel to the moon. And I did this mission as a test a while ago. I didn't actually land, but I got to lunar orbit. I'm pretty sure I'll have to do another refueling at the OB1 lunar base. Not base, lunar space station, the rotating space station, in order to get there. Okay, we'll unpause mission and we'll get started.
Hey Jeff, those words are appreciated.
So, because I'm running this in realistic mode,
been a pleasure the last few
I have to
days
do a couple
working,
things. I'm running it specifically with the realistic fuel consumption, and I'm running it with the realistic fuel option. So essentially, I have to load extra fuel. Basically, by default, I have 50% fuel in my tanks, and no internal scram fuel. So I'm going to have to load some scram fuel internally, set our payload bay, and a fuel tank. And that will get us to full scram fuel levels and 75% main fuel level, because one scram tank can carry an entire payload worth of scram fuel, but one main fuel tank only carries 25% of the full capacity. So, right, I actually cannot load full capacity in main fuel and carry scram fuel with this realism setting, which is fine. I can exchange tanks at whatever space station we choose. Now that I have everything loaded, I'm going to look and see our RCS, all that feels good. External cooling online. I also have the
external
never mind
cooling
all that.
Online.
So right now I'm going to look at the orbital plane. I'm going to target the Mir. Spacecraft Mir. Thing is, I'm going to open up an aligned planes MFD on both MFDs. I'm going to target the moon.
Mark, water recharge and the METOX regen.
And what I'm waiting for is a launch window where the because as you can see on the sync MFD, the ascending and descending nodes for our encounter with Samir. And we want them to be the same for the Mir and the moon. Essentially, we want our relative inclination to the moon and the Mir to be low at the same time. And we want similar longitude of the ascending nodes. Actually, that's pretty much what we're trying to match right now with the longitude of the ascending nodes. You can see for the Mir, it's
Houston Station, Space to Ground 2, we're ready for that pre-brief on robotics.
Not actually changing that much. It appears that super high time warp does not have the longitude of the ascending node changing whatsoever. Or maybe not whatsoever, but the changes are so small that you don't really notice them. I think for objects in low Earth orbit, the longitude ascending node does not change. It freezes some of the orbital elements in really high time warp, apparently. I'm just going to time warp a bit more and wait and see.
Okay, and if Thomas is still listening, could you let him know that after DPC, after the Moscow part, that he should be expecting a special call?
Actually, I'm going to try something different that I think might work here. I'm going to actually go to the mirror itself.
Okay, the suggestion is that you can cycle the handle a little further and then lean on the
And
hatch
then,
at the same time. That should help it.
Try and match the ascending nodes and descending nodes from the mirror itself. And when they're matched, I will then... And where is the mirror? I do not see the mirror anywhere here.
Welcome aboard, Commander. All systems nominal.
Yeah, I don't see a mirror anywhere in the spacecraft list. Now let's go to the scenario editor. Oh, there's the mirror. It's there. It looks like I managed to crash Orbiter, attempting to select the mirror. I'll have to reload Orbiter and then try and figure out why it's doing that.
Welcome aboard, Commander. All systems nominal.
And again, try and select the mirror. Now I have it selected. I don't know why it does not show up in the list. Now I don't have any audio. If I select the ISS, do I hear any audio?
Welcome aboard, Commander.
I
All
do.
systems nominal.
Whatever, it doesn't really matter. I need to set the align plane target as the moon. See, right now we're not, the relative inclination between us and the moon is staying very high. About a good solid 12 degrees of relative inclination between us and the moon. So now I'm actually going to go to the ISS. I have a feeling we might have a bit more success there.
Eclipse confirms that the PBA's serial number 1010 has to come home. The reason is because it has expired its certified life, so it needs to come home so you can move it as per the transfer plan.
going to see if actually manipulating the time will help us here. I'm going to move the date forward months. Actually, I realized that that's not going to work very well. I'm going to match the longitude of the sending node. So by going back, we can get a time when the longitude of the sending node were about equivalent.
Copy, that's helpful. Stand by.
But I don't want to go into the area of negative time, just for the mission's sakes. Right now, what I'm going to do actually is... It does not appear that we get a very favorable launch window. Actually, I will bring the stream back online very soon once I figure out how to do all this.